Hi, this demo video shows how to get the product or quotient of a monomial and a polynomial. Let's start with the first example here. Wait. All right. So we'll discuss this example first. You have a monomial 2x squared and a trinomial inside the parentheses 3x squared minus x plus 5. Now, in order to simplify this expression, we have to distribute the monomial to the terms of the polynomial. Now, how do we do that? In graspable math, you cannot simply bring the entire monomial inside. See what happens if we attempt to do that. Only the variable gets distributed. Now, if we drag the constant, the same thing, only the constant gets distributed. So if you're using graspable math, this is the way to distribute this entire monomial to the terms of the polynomial. You drag this down, you drag the variable, and wait for the coefficient to join it. All right, there. Now let's distribute this to the terms of the polynomial. You see those three vertical bars? That's where the 2x squared will get distributed. There. Let's show the process. All right, so the 2x squared was distributed to 3x squared here, negative x here, and 5 there. Now, the next step simply combines the numbers. So 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 5 is 10. Now, we can combine the variables by applying the power rules. So remember the case for multiplication there. It gets added, all right? So the exponents get added in multiplication. So it ends up as 6x to the fourth. All right, that's for the first term. Now we can do it also for the second term. Let's combine this. And that's what you get, 2x cubed. So the exponents were again added. 2 plus 1 becomes 3. Now, for the last term, there's nothing to combine anymore. It's already in its simplest form. Now, the final answer should be written for polynomials. We call this form the simple form, all right? If the powers are arranged from highest to lowest in terms of one variable, then we call it the simple form. So this is the simple form with respect to x. All right, so starting with the highest power of x, and then it decreases. So this is already how the final answer must be written. All right, we're done with this problem. Let's move this to the side and let's work on the second problem. All right, this is similar to the first one, except that, well, the only difference is that there's a negative sign in the monomial. Now, in this case, we don't have to drag this down. We can bring this directly inside. All right. See the 4 bars? That's where the monomial will be distributed. So you have, let's show that process there. So the x cubed was distributed to 2x squared, 5x squared, 3x, and 1. All right. Now, let's do some simplification. Normally, when we're writing the terms of a polynomial, we put the numerical coefficients in front. Let's do that for all the terms here. Let's move the coefficients in front. Well, 1 times anything is the same thing, so that will just disappear. Okay, now let's combine the variables so we can put this together. Notice the exponent gets added there. we're running out of space here at the bottom. Let's move some of this up. All right. So we're here. So the exponent gets added. All right. These exponents get added in multiplication. The same thing happens here. We can combine the exponents and we add there. Here too, we can do that. All right. The variables are now simplified. Now let's simplify the signs. We have too many negatives. Let's get rid of some negative signs. Right, let's drag this up a bit. So we can combine this. When you have two negative signs, one after the other, you can simply click the sign of alteration to simplify that. So this will become positive. All right, two negatives becomes positive. Now here, let's see if we can combine this directly. No, it doesn't allow us. Now what can be done is we apply the commutative property. We move this in front there. So it's not in front. Now what happens is the sign, the two negative signs becomes positive. All right. We can do the same here. We can interchange their positions. And then let's click the positive sign so it gets combined. All right, let's move. All right, so what can we do here? Let's move the numerical coefficients to the front. That's applying the commutative property. Same here. Now the last three terms are already good. Now this last one, we have to get rid of the, well, we have to rearrange this so that the 2 is inside. Let's see if we can simply multiply it. No, it doesn't allow us. There. All right, so the signs are simplified. Is this in simple form? Let's check the exponents of x. This is x to the 8th, x to the 5th, x to the 4th, x cubed. It's arranged in decreasing order. So this is the simple form for this particular problem. All right, so the final answer should be written in this form. All right, let's move this back here. So we can work on the next problem. Now the next problem is very similar to the first two, except that we have a fraction here. Let's see what happens when there is a fraction. So we'll have to drag this down and wait for the numerical coefficient to join it before we distribute it. All right, now we can distribute this to each of the terms of the quadrinomial. There are 4 terms, so it's now a quadrinomial. No, actually, it's not exactly a polynomial because we have a fraction here. All right, let's combine the excess. So the exponents will get added. Let's do the same here. The exponent will get added. Now here we can combine this. Let's bring this up. All right, combine it with the. All right, this is just 1. This is 2x and 1. All right, anything multiplied by 1 is the same thing. So we can just click that and it becomes simplified. Looks like we have simplified the whole thing. Let's check the powers. If it's arranged from highest to lowest, we have x to the 7th, x to the 4th, x cubed, and x. So it's already simplified. All right, let's see if we can expand if we can show the steps. All right, there's so many steps here. All right, so this was the original problem. So 2x cubed was distributed to each of these, x to the fourth, 3x, 1, and 1 over x squared. All right, and then after that, this is just a simplification process. This is the same. The 3 was multiplied to 2, the 1 was multiplied to 2, and all right, that's it for that. Now let's see what happened next. So when we combine the variables, the exponents get added. All right, but the variables should be the same. You cannot have x here and y here. Here they're both x's, and therefore, since they have a common base, we can add the exponents. That's the product rule at work. All right. Now in the next step, well, this was simply added. Here we combine the x's here to get x to the fourth. So the exponents were added. 3 plus 1 becomes 4. Right? And then after that, we have this. Well, this one, we can combine this. This is in the numerator. This is in the denominator. So we apply the bottom-up approach. Remember in the previous video when I discussed the power rules, if the exponent, it's the term with a lower exponent that you move, all right? So since 2 is less than 3, we move this up. So this is a bottom-up approach. So when you bring this up, the sign changes. The 2 becomes negative here, and 3 minus 2 becomes 1. So it's shown in the next step here. And then 1 times, in the final step, x to the first power, the power need not be written, all right? And the 1 here, 1 times anything is the same thing, so you can simply simplify that to 2x. Now the rest are already the same as the previous step. So that was the final simplification done. All right, I guess we can move on. So what we've done here is we've been doing multiplication. All right, these first 3 problems involve multiplication. Now let's work on division. So that will be here in the next 2 problems here. Well, the first one looks pretty much the same as the others. All right, you have a term here, 1 over x squared. This is actually a we don't exactly call this a term of a monomial because we have x in the denominator. But we apply the same rule, all right? So we can distribute this to each of the terms here by simply dragging this in, all right? Get hold of the fraction bar. Get hold of the fraction bar and bring it inside. So once you see those 4 bars, that means you can release. And the term outside was distributed. All right, so many things happened already. All right, so that's the first step. Here you distribute the term outside, 1 over x squared, to each of these terms inside. That's what was done here in this step. And then in the next step, let me see what was done here. Well, the parenthesis was removed. I think that's all that was done. You don't need a parenthesis when there's nothing to be multiplied, all right? You need a parenthesis to hold these terms together. If you have a monomial outside, it can be a number or a variable or any expression outside, or you have a power here which is higher than 1. So if you have a squared term here, yes, you'll need a parenthesis. If you have a coefficient here, yes, you'll need a parenthesis. Now here we don't have anything. All right, so we can simply drop the parentheses. So that's what was done in the next step. All right, let's move on to the next step. Let's see what happened. All right, in the next step, all right, the only change that seems to have happened here is this was multiplied to the numerator. Now, if you click this is just multiplication. If you click that, then you'll get the 5 here. All right, so nothing happened with the rest. Now, let's work on the variables. See, there are terms that can be combined. We can combine the variables here. Let's do that. Let's move this. This is bottoms up because the denominator has a smaller power. Let's bring it up. All right. So what was done there? This is in the denominator. That's in the numerator. The exponents were subtracted. 3 minus 2 is 1. And that's what you see here. We can take out the 1 here. 1 times anything is the same thing. So just click on that 1. Okay. Now let's do the same for the others. Let's move the denominators to the numerator. All right. X to the 0 power is just 1. You can click this and it becomes 1. And you can multiply all of this together. So it simplifies to 2. Now for this one, it's 11 o'clock. We can bring this down. This is x to the first power. This is x to the second power. So let's bring this down so that the our goal is for the exponent to be always positive. All right. So it got subtracted. The power is 2 minus 1. So it ends up as 1. We always do that. We get the difference of the powers when it is division. All right. So just remember that if you want to get a positive exponent all the time, you have to move the variable with a smaller power to the other side, all right, to the side of the bigger power. Now, this is already simplified. There's nothing we can do with this. All right, let's see if this is already in simple form. As I've said, simple form means that all the powers of x are arranged in decreasing order. All right, this is x to the first power. If there's nothing, if there's no x, that means it's x to the 0 power because x to the 0 power is 1, so it disappears. Now, let me just prove that the powers are decreasing because these are in the denominator. Let's move this to the numerator and see what the power will be if it's in the numerator. All right, see what happens. The power became -1. Same here. If you move this up, wait, let's move it. There. So the power becomes negative. So it's really arranged from highest power to lowest power. This is +1, 0, -1, -2. So it's decreasing all throughout. All right. Now let's bring this back to positive. So all you have to do is drag this below the fraction bar. Drag this below the fraction bar. And that becomes, the power becomes positive. So x to the -1 becomes 1 over x. So when you drag a term which has a negative exponent to the other side of the fraction bar, the sign changes. We can do that here also. We can drag this down. All right. So it becomes positive. And we can simplify this by combining the numerators. All right. This was the original problem we had. I just changed them to negative exponents so that you'll see that the powers are arranged from in decreasing order. All right, so we're done with this problem. Let's work on the last problem that we have here. All right, in this last problem, the monomial is in the denominator. All right, it's in the denominator. Now, one way to distribute this is you factor it out. You can factor it out by bringing it here in front. See? It's in the denominator earlier. It's still in the denominator, but you now have 1 in the numerator. This is the same as what we had here earlier. And then in this form, it looks like the previous problem, the one that we had here, the one that we just solved. It had a monomial in front. Now I'll show you another way of doing that. So let's undo that process. Let's undo that. And I'll handle this problem differently. So another way, instead of factoring this out, you can distribute it to each of the terms in the numerator, like this. So if you drag this up to the, do you see the 4 fraction bars that appeared there? If you release this, wait, it should be distributed to everything. Let me undo that. All right, let's try it again. There. So the x squared got distributed to each of the terms of the numerator. And then we can simplify the problem from there. So we can do the bottom-up approach. So it becomes x to the 0, which means this becomes 1. Let's click the power so it will show us the 1. And let's multiply this together. All right, now we drag this up. All right, the exponent got subtracted. All right, let me show that process. Let me expand this first. So the first step that happened was we distributed this, the monomial, to each of the terms of the numerator. And then we applied the rules on exponents. So 2 minus 2 becomes 0, and that eventually became 1. And then let me see how far this has gone. All right, let's, well, we've done this part. We've simplified this by bringing this to the numerator. So we got, so the powers, the exponents get subtracted. 4 minus 2 is 2, and it appears in the numerator because we moved this up, right? The sign of this became negative when we moved this up. So it became 4 minus 2, and we ended up with x squared. Now that will also happen here. If we bring this up there, the exponents will get subtracted. 3 minus 2 is 1. You don't have to write the 1. Now, there's no x to combine here. So let's see what further simplification can be done to this problem. So this is what we have so far. I think we just have to express it in simple form, meaning we have to arrange so that the highest power of x comes first. Now this has no x, which means you have an x here, but it's raised to 0 power. So where should we put this? We'll have to bring this after the x term. Let's do that. Let's apply the commutative property of addition. All right, here's where it goes. There. And let's check our exponents. X squared, x to the 0, x to the negative 2. This is now arranged in simple form. So the final answer can be written in this form if we are to have no negative exponents. All right, it's done for this demo video. So what we just did is we solved for the product and quotient of a monomial and a polynomial.